One of the hottest spots for people who are relocating to the Memphis area, especially looking for new homes.
It's been right here in Arlington, Tennessee.
That's right, y'all. And so today we're going to take you all around Arlington, show you the whole town and specifically these new construction neighborhoods so you can see the different types of neighborhoods and the different type of homes and just where they are and what's around them here in Arlington. And we're starting out right here in the historic Depot Square.
Yep.
Of Arlington. So if I come back around here, you see this mural, you kind of see like the same same thing over here if we look that way.
I think we got started because that mural is so attractive right there.
Yeah,
so
really,
we wanted to show it.
Really draws you in, but you have the nice little square here, great little general store. If you like apple butter, really good apple butter in there.
You got it at that SY.
You got it at SY right here in Arlington. But just a cool little spot here, and restaurants too. We actually just got done having lunch right here behind us.
Yeah, that's that kitchen table we talked about. The food is great in there. Get you a bowl of that gumbo if you go in there, guys.
Yeah, it's really good. But all this is right here, and then right next to that, you have the Crossing, which is another big park over here. You got some soccer fields.
They've got the farmers market there in the Crossing there. They do that every Saturday during the season as well, obviously. But they've also got those soccer fields out there like you just mentioned, Jared.
Yeah, all that's right there. But we're about to hop in the truck and we're going to do a big loop all the way around Arlington. So if you're looking for new homes and Arlington is on your list, this is going to be one that you're going to want to stick around all the way through for right here on Moving to Memphis. All right, y'all. So here we are. We are virtually in the truck. It was easier for us to record this to make sure we got all the shots for you than try to talk and do this at the same time. But here is that Depot Square coming through here. And, I really like a small town. I don't know about you, Chris, but
yeah, Arlington is kind of the best of both worlds. You've got all this new construction, but they kind of held that feel of a small town there right in the downtown area.
I hope they can hold on to that because I know when these small towns get all this influx of things coming in, it is hard to hold on to it. But so far, I feel like they're doing a pretty good job. And they even got some new stuff that I think you'll see as we go through here that'll hold on to that. But how about this big park right here? I mean, we mentioned it already, but just everything you need there.
Yeah, that park is full of little kids playing soccer this time of year. You can barely find a parking spot. You can see how they've kind of knocked that widened the street a little bit and added parking there down the left side because the parking lot was overflowing with cars. And there's just tons of kids out there every weekend playing soccer or practicing soccer.
Yeah, so just a really nice spot. Plus, too, you see, you got the not the oldest homes, some older homes here we're passing, but I wanted to mention too, back down there closer to the Depot Square, you have some kind of older historic homes that are really some really cool looking houses actually. If you drive through there, if you like older homes instead of the new construction that we're focusing on a lot in this video, you can find some cool stuff there, or you can spread out. So here kind of some of these not really in a neighborhood, so you got a pretty wide range of options in Arlington.
You do. They've kept those older homes there just east of the town square, S.Y. Wilson Company and everything in that lower area. And it even feels like the new office space and their building and stuff, they're kind of keeping that feel of just a small town, downtown area. That Ewing place off to the right there, that was one of the biggest subdivisions in Arlington back in the day. There's big, beautiful homes in there. Back when they were building the McMansions, 4,000 and 5,000 square foot. That whole Ewing place that we passed there back on the right, that's full of that. But right here, Jared, we're pulling into Wilson Lake, which is a new development. We did a video in there back in the very beginning of all these homes down the left-hand side. It's a cool little area around that lake with a walking trail and a connecting trail to those soccer fields and that farmer's market right there.
Yeah, so you'll see that here in just a second. But yeah, when we came and did this back, I don't know when that was. If you go watch that video, I'll pop it up. Most of these houses were not here when we did that.
Yeah, none of these on the street that we're looking at right now. Now they've got several sold, several more under construction. I think there's one available. Price point in Wilson Lake right now is mid-5s, so around $550, give or take.
Hey, I figured it's worth stopping here to also show the Crossing, which is basically right between the neighborhood where we're at right now and downtown. Connects. You got the walking trail that hooks all this together.
Yeah, it's all connected. You can walk all the way to that S.Y. Wilson Company right there.
Oh, there you got the amphitheater right back there. Chris, you gonna You get up there, you're gonna perform.
Hittery. Move to Memphis.
Let's keep the real estate job. I think is what we'll do. Speaking of the real estate job, though, y'all, we love getting out here. We try to have fun making these videos. Hope you can tell. But we love it even more when you will actually reach out to us. We can talk to you, meet you in person, help you make that move either to or around the Memphis area. And all you got to do to get in touch with us is reach out to us right here.
Just call me at this number right here, guys. I'll be the one answering the phone and help you guys with that move right here to the Memphis area.
That's right. Call and say, hey, is this Mem Chris? And that's his name. On his birth certificate, it says Mem Chris. Mem Chris Gowdy. He'll be the guy to answer the phone, y'all. But yeah, we love it. We want to help you out. But with that in mind, we're going to get back in the truck.
I always thought I'd love to have one of those homes backing up to the lake right there. It'd be a beautiful view. But I tell you, on this other side where the vacant lot's there, you've got that green space right behind you, a little easement between you and the other neighborhood that we're about to drive through. So I think either side of this street would be a good, nice lot.
Yeah, and so this neighborhood here, and unfortunately we had a drone shot, but something happened to the drone shot. So since I don't have the drone shot, I'll show you this. I do have some really cool drone shots as we drive through some of the neighborhoods coming up. So stick around for those. But this is actually the plat map. I'll bring up here and show you this so you can see phase 1 and 2 of this neighborhood. And they have, let's see what it is, about 17 acres of common space and 60 detached homes built and planned in there. So that's what you've got coming right here in Wilson Lake.
Yeah, those are Creekside home builders, I believe, in that area. They're building really nice homes. Main Street Realtors have allowed us to come in there and show some of those properties, like we said, for those tours. But it does connect to this older development here. This older development is Maple Grove. If I'm not mistaken, Grant built most of these homes. As we go through Arlington, you'll begin to realize that Grant is developed most of these communities in Arlington over the past several years. So that's why we love Grant and like to feature their homes here on the channel.
Yeah, Grant, they build a lot of homes in Arlington, but they also wherever they build homes, I feel like they build a lot because you'll see they really just build out. They don't just build like a few lots in a neighborhood or something like that. They build the entire neighborhood.
They do. They build the entire community. A lot of these subdivisions, they'll sell lots off to different builders, which that's cool too. I mean, to let everybody get in and develop the neighborhood. But I think Grant likes the control of the overall look of the entire subdivision. So, most of these subdivisions have been built out by Grant, like we said. Now, this is Maple Grove. Prices in there from $350s up to about $500,000, just depending on the size of the home and the lot and things like that. But this is a nice area, just full of kids and things on trick or treat. So have your bags of candy ready in any of these subdivisions in Arlington because there's tons of kids in this area.
Yeah, and you can see I like how they develop it out. You've got the nice sidewalks, you got these little kind of not really a roundabout, but you got those in these corners in there.
A traffic violation right there, Jerry. You're supposed to go around the roundabout.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe so be lenient on me if you're watching this, Arlington PD. We're trying to help. But coming out of here, we're gonna get on down now to what are we on here, Chris? Milton Wilson.
Yeah, so this is Milton Wilson here, straight across there. That's another Grant development. Those are nice new homes over there as well. But this is Milton Wilson, which is one of the main thoroughfares through the Arlington area. Airline Road, Milton Wilson are two of the main roads that go through Arlington.
Yeah, and I'm definitely speeding now, I think. But now I just wanted to get through here because we have several of these new neighborhoods to get to, and now we're coming up on the next one here. So isn't it nice, see, we're driving around for you, and you don't actually have to spend as much time. We save you a little time on that drive.
Save you time and gas money out here. Yeah, we're exploring Arlington together. Yeah.
The magic of editing. So there you go. You're welcome. Drop me a like if you like me saving you some time and driving you around these neighborhoods. But we're getting in here to probably this has got to be the biggest development in Arlington, Chris.
Now, I was going to say that this is probably one of Grant's largest developments. I don't know all their business, but this is a huge development. They've got 3 different products in here. This is the Villages at White Oak. When you get right here, there's the model home. We did a tour of that home as well.
I'll make sure we pop that video up so you can go watch that.
That house is really impressive on the inside. I got to
It
say
is
that.
really cool.
Yeah. But right here, this is one of the products they're selling in here. These homes in this area of this development are starting around 450 upwards to about 550. Jared, if this house right here on the right is another one home that we toured in the video and did a video of.
Yeah, one of these coming up here.
Yeah, I believe it's that one right there, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think so. It's been a little bit,
Yeah.
but you can go watch that video. So, and if I can't put up all the links when I want to with YouTube. So just make sure if you want to see any of these neighborhoods or the homes in these neighborhoods more specifically, I am putting the links to the specific videos where we've been in these neighborhoods down there, so you can get a little more information and see inside some of these houses. So you'll have that. But you know what I really like, another thing about these grant neighborhoods is they give you like a good bit of space. I mean, the houses, I mean, it's a new neighborhood, so you know they aren't spread out like some of the older neighborhoods, but you do have some space, and they give you a lot of common areas. Like you saw the little, you know, the kind of the pond up front with the benches around it, and some good landscaping. So just it makes it feel like a really nice neighborhood when you come, you know, especially when you come right in the front of it.
Yeah, there's several retention ponds in the neighborhood. They have fountains in them. They have walking trails around them. The benches, like you mentioned. So yeah, like they're again, they're building communities, not just throwing up houses in a subdivision. So
Yeah. And you can see here coming through this part, we are, you know, I mean, we still got a long way to go with this because you can see they've got a
yeah,
lot of home sites left to build back in here. Not nearly as many as they started with, but
yeah, they've already
um,
sold a ton of homes in that area. And you guys may know this, but they release these as sections in different phases. So you have phase one, phase two, phase three. I'm not sure what phase they're on now, but usually the entire phase is released at once. And then you can go on there and pick a lot, pick a floor plan in the early stages, or even pick cabinets and flooring options if the lot and the floor plan has already been chosen.
yeah, I think we are actually on phases like 15 through 18.
Are we? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that they're working on now, according to the information that I could pull up online. But yeah, this is one, and then we're going to come on back out here again to Milton Wilson to go down a little bit because, like we said, this may be their biggest development period. I don't know if they've ever built any bigger than this one. I haven't been to it. Maybe Chris has, but definitely here in Arlington, we're gonna jump out of here and come around to some of the more unique stuff because that's kind of their. I guess I would call that kind of their mid range standard product. Would
Yeah.
you say, Chris, that we just
Yeah, I
went
would
through?
agree. That subdivision or that phase we just drove through is kind of like the middle of the road. Those are the ones 450 to 550, 4 to 5 bedrooms with bonuses and nice little quarter-acre lots. This is one of the earlier phases of this development here. These are all pretty much sold. The model home used to be right there on the left. That was the prior model home right there. But as you can see off to the right, there's a ton of green space. There's a little like a canopy or what do you call that, Jared?
You know, kind of like a gazebo or something.
Yeah,
Not really a gazebo, but yeah,
yeah.
little
Kind of,
covered patio area. I don't know.
yeah, a little covered area, and then you can sit out there and let the dogs run and things like that. We've had a few sales, existing homes that we've sold in here. They were grant builds, but it wasn't the new construction sale. Um, but yeah, nice homes, and as you can see, they keep that continuity through the entire development, and nice big sidewalks. One thing I noticed these homes on the left, I've always noticed this. See how far the sidewalk sets back on those homes?
I was just noticing that too
Yeah.
myself.
I don't know if that's my favorite, to be honest, but it is different and it's cool, and at least you have the sidewalk. Yeah,
Yeah, I wonder why they did it that way. I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, but
Because they didn't do it on the other side. But yeah,
yeah,
you
but
got
if
the
you're parking
sidewalk.
in your driveway, it's like you don't want to block the walk. You know what I mean? So you got
Right,
to
right.
park at the beginning or the latter part of the driveway. Anyways, so we're coming up straight down here. This is going to be the 55 plus section of the villages at White Oak. So back here in the back, there you've got 55 plus community, and off to the right there, you've got a ton of green space, a huge lake there with walking trails all the way around it.
So yeah, they do a good job of using that and giving you that space. So that's yeah. I'll say I can't appreciate that enough. Like
Yeah,
it's just nice to have that because you know so many times a lot of these builders will just come in and cram as many homes and not leave you any green space.
yeah.
So
Now, tons
They
of
did
green
this.
space, and it's all managed and cared for through the HOA. As we get back here into the 55 plus, now this is not true in the beginning parts of Village Oaks, but back here, the HOA, because this is 55 plus, they manage all the lawn care for you guys. They trim the bushes twice a year, mulch the flower beds twice a year, and also spray for weeds, putting the pre-emergence and things down like that twice a year. So the HOA covers all of your lawn maintenance back here in the 55 plus section.
Yeah, and another thing too, all these are, or at least most of these are going to be all on the bottom level. They'll have like maybe one bonus room or something upstairs, but most of them
Right.
are going to be on one level. So there was a new one coming up.
Yeah.
But we did, I think we just passed one right there. We did
Right
a
there on the
video.
left. Yeah, we did that one. And then one around here in the Cove, we did the video on. Something else in this 55 plus, they've got the widening door frames in the hallways and things like that. And they've got curbless entries as well as curbless showers. So they've kind of thought ahead with this being a 55 plus community.
Yeah. And so this right here will eventually, if you saw just a little bit ago, there was a road that kind of went over to the left. Like I could have turned to the left, but it was a dead end. It'll eventually connect onto this. So you'll eventually have a loop there back to closer to the entrance. So you could go either way. But for now, we do have to turn around here and head back. So here's an aerial view. So you can kind of see where that would connect back over there and you got the home sites. But yeah, for the rest of the video, we got some nice aerial shots. Thanks, Chris, for that. Chris was helping while I was driving to get that.
I was Jared's a little more experienced on the drone flight, so excuse the jumpiness. I'm getting used to his drone, not mine. I didn't even know that retention pond was back there behind those lights. So there's another retention pond, and you can see that walking trail going along the side of that. And
Yeah,
there's
so that's why I wanted to get these drone shots because it reveals things
that you didn't
you
even
wouldn't
know
otherwise know.
about. Yeah.
So Chris is flying, helping fly my drone as we do this, and Chris learned to fly. How'd you learn to fly your drone, Chris?
I don't know how to. Oh, playing video games.
Chris?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I learned to fly my drone by flying the drone. Chris learned by video games, so we have our controls set differently.
I always complain that his controls don't match the video games. My controllers are set up anyway. Let's drop that. Yeah. Nice porches on all these 55 plus homes, fenced in yards, and Grant is offering 3% closing costs on everything right now. So get in on these 55 plus homes if that's an option for you. Prices beginning in the low fours up to about 500,000 in there.
I just really like the style of those. A lot of those kind of have a little craftsman look, or so just when you turn around that first corner into the neighborhood, just like a classic American neighborhood. You got like several houses with American flags. Like
it reminds me of Midtown bungalows with the big front porches.
It does.
Like the porch, like those porches are not small. You could fit a whole dining set out there and just sit out on the front porch and wave at the neighbors. So, anyways, I agree with you. I love those front porches, and it reminds me of like the Midtown bungalows where everybody's got that big front porch.
Yeah, now that you say that, it really does. But coming back over in here, we're getting into kind of some of the bigger houses that Grant makes.
We did a video on several of these large homes. They're called the Manor at White Oak, the Manor at the Villages of White Oak. Anyways, the Manor floor plans are the larger floor plans. They're pushing about right at $650,000, $700,000 price point, but they're also 4,000 square foot, huge lots, as you can see in some of our home tour videos.
Yeah, we actually did this one here on the corner as we're turning a little while back. That one's already sold, but as we get on up around here, they've got some of the biggest ones that they're building, and those are going to still be available.
Yeah, several lots available in there as well. And also something to mention on these is they all come with a 3-car garage. You can see that 3-car side load garage. We actually did a video on that one right there, Jerry.
Yeah, we sure did. I forgot about that one.
And Grant supporting the channel. Thank you, Grant, for giving us.
I know they let us get in and look at all these. And we have. I mean, if you are looking, I'm really hoping that this was just kind of idea we had to do this, because we've been in so many of these houses and so many of these neighborhoods around here. We want to create the best resources for you if you're looking to move to the area. So I hope this is helpful. And right here to the left, actually, I think I have a shot in here, but if you turn to the left, you get into those biggest of the manor homes. There you go. And we have a pretty recent video of some of those. I think are still for sale. So
I think one of them is
definitely,
still available. The one on the corner there has been sold, and they put up a big, pretty fence around it. But the other one is, the first one in that video is still available.
yeah. So check that out. But here you go. They got some more coming. I mean, Grant is just building right and left out here. So a lot of stuff coming up with them.
And those 3-car garages, like I said, right now we're getting back into one of the earlier phases of the development. So most of these are existing, and they've already been sold and closed. There are some that are on the market that are available. So if you want something that's existing, maybe a slightly lower price point, these may be an option for you.
So yeah, I think we'll mention as we drive through here, kind of getting around to the next place that we're going. If you're not familiar, or maybe if you are, we talk about it all the time. But Arlington, sitting out here on the northeast side of the area, I feel like this region has had a big economic impact from the expected, although maybe slightly delayed, opening of Blue Oval. You heard anything new on that, Chris?
I think we're still looking at a 2027 launch date on that. We have had some of the more technical people that are coming to the job reach out to us. They're bringing in those guys, some of the engineers and software engineers and things like that. But as far as the plant in operation, the last I heard is you're looking at the fall of 2027 on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, yeah. Great. Let me say this: Arlington was growing before Blue Oval was ever even a thing. So it's
Yeah.
not only because of Blue Oval, but I do feel like all this ramp up that you see now with all these lots and all these different builders, I think that is in anticipation of Blue Oval.
Yeah, including this right here on the left. So we just sped down Milton Wilson again, and this right here is Providence Place. So it's a big multi-use development. It's going to have all kinds of stuff in there, almost like a second downtown, is what it seems
Yeah.
like.
That's going to be a really cool development, man. I mean, they've got commercial office space in there, retail space, townhouses and apartments and things like that in there. So there will be some residential in there as well. And it's right there, that brand new Kroger.
Yeah, so you got the brand new Kroger and a lot of stuff too. So we've been talking a lot about the new residential developments coming mostly, but they've had a ton of growth in the last few years up here, up on Airline, and a lot of new commercial growth. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
they
say.
have. And I want to point this out as we're going down Airline right here, guys. Look at all this development. Like they're not letting just anything pop up. Everything has to meet a standard look. All the signs are ground level. You don't have 100-foot signs poking up in the air, messing up the view of everything. So they're, you've got to get these buildings approved, and they're going for a certain look in Arlington, and I think they're accomplishing that.
That's more important, I think, than a lot of people realize, because there are
Yeah.
definitely some cities around that have grown and they just don't put the thought, or they didn't have the foresight
Mhm.
in the planning sometimes for that, because you want to have that look, you want to keep up
Mhm.
kind of the feel. So I think Arlington has done a good job, even as they have grown, and got a place like the Olympic Steak and Pizza there, which we went to once. We tried it. What day was that? They're closed on one day. Was it Monday?
Yeah, I can't remember which one's close. Hey, there's that new Baptist minor medical right there. It's a little more than a minor medical, I
I
think. I feel
think
like
it's
it's an emergency center there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a little emergency center there with Baptist. But we're going to kind of take a back road here now to our next new construction neighborhood.
Before we get
And
there, that exit right above right there, that is I-40. So if we'd have went down one more light, you'd be at I-40 interchange right there.
yeah, so if you are whether commuting out or you're commuting into, towards either into Memphis or towards Memphis, you got a pretty easy commute there. And it's also, you can get on around if you're going up to Millington or something like that, because you can get right up here. You'll see in a little bit. You're also right there off 385. So
That's correct.
easy to get around. A lot of open space. I can only imagine that all this you see here that we're speeding past will eventually be full of houses and other stuff, because the growth is coming.
Yeah, the growth is coming. So this is a Southern Serenity development right here. We've also done a video on that. So Jared will maybe pop that up somewhere around here if he can. Um, Southern Serenity builds a really nice home, Jared. They are trimmed out. You'll notice that in the video. Like their millwork and trim carpenters do a great job inside these homes.
Yeah, so they've got several available here on the left as we go by these. And yeah, we did do a video out here, and it was it was one of the few days we had snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's
We came
true.
out here, and luckily we didn't fall. I would have made for a better video if one of us slipped and fell in one of these driveways. But actually, these two houses up here is what we featured, and the one on the white one there is actually still available. I think at least it was as we drove through. I hadn't checked it since then.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks. I think it is still available. 3-car garages, crazy trim work inside those homes. And Southern Serenity actually has built the St. Jude Dream Home for the last several years. And one of those right below the drone from this shot here is the new Southern St. Jude Dream Home. So we talk about that in the video. So you guys check that out.
Yeah. So well, they got to be building nice houses if they're building the St. Jude Dream Home, right?
Exactly. Look at the space in between these home series. Like these are not small lots, man. You got plenty of space on these lots, and I like how they're not just cramming these $650,000 homes in there. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of space in between, and I feel like you get more for your money on the lot with these as well.
Yeah, for sure. And then we got another new one more new neighborhood we're going to get to up here. But first, we are driving through one of these more established neighborhoods again. You got any info on this one, Chris?
Yeah, so this is Summer Meadows. These are priced in the low to mid threes right now. That's what they're reselling for. Maybe pushing right at 400 on some of them. This is an older development of Arlington. If I'm not mistaken, it would probably be like the early 2000s when these were built. But nice homes. They're all 3, 4 bedrooms, 2-car garage, nice open living areas. So these are nice homes. So if your budget's in the low to mid threes, you may could pick up one of these.
All right, and here we are. Guess what road we're back to again?
Back on that Milton Wilson, like we said, it is a major thoroughfare to get you around the Arlington area, so you'll know that street well.
It's
To get
almost like a loop, like a half loop
it is,
to get
yeah.
through
And
Arlington.
it passes. It goes by most of the schools, if I'm not mistaken. So whether it's the middle school, the high school, or whatever, it's within proximity of this. Crossing over that 385 right here.
Yeah, so 385, like we said, it just makes it super easy if you're getting over there to Millington, or if you need to get down, towards Collierville, you can get on it that way too.
Sure.
So really easy to get around. And then another new commercial development here. I think this is like a disability center that they're building here, kind of like a senior or disability aging facility there. It was on the sign as we zoomed by it. But you got that coming up there, which is nice to see. There's also a new VA development, and I was thinking that this was that, but it's not. So I can't remember exactly where that is too. But there are several. I'm going to put a link in the description actually if you want to see this. Arlington has a great website that talks about all the new developments. So I'll put that if you want to see all the new commercial developments that are coming up. I'll put a link to that. But here's we're getting into kind of like the parks, whether it's like the Parks and Rec area, I
Yeah, I
would
think
call.
that off there, that's the Arlington Sportsplex. We're going to pull up, you'll see tennis courts and baseball fields and things like that. But you saw the walking trail back through the woods there, and they've got a disc golf course that runs through there. So, man, plenty of parks and recreation in the Arlington area. I like that about Arlington.
Yep. And speaking of the tennis courts, here they are,
There
right
they
here
are,
on the
right
right
there.
side.
Yeah.
Um, Plenty of parking too. You got the baseball field and everything over on the left side, which we'll get over there in just a little bit. But we're about to be coming up on a neighborhood that we've been to, I think, a couple times, Chris.
Yeah,
Um,
we've had a couple sales in there. I've got one under contract in there right now as we're taping this video. But Myers Park is one of my favorite developments. Again, it's a grant development. It's everything in there they've built up from the ground. But it's one of those where the HOA is all inclusive. Like there's a pool in there. There's a pond and a retention pond in the back of the area, and that HOA will cover all of your lawn maintenance. Uh, keeps up with the flower beds and the mulch and takes care of all the common areas as well.
so as we get into here, this was actually one of my favorite the drone shot for this one. I felt like looked the best.
Yeah.
So again, drop us a like if y'all appreciate this. I'll try to do more of the drone stuff on the next video of this style that we do, because I do feel like as we drive through, it gives you that extra perspective that you can't get from the ground level always. But
Right.
again, it's another Grant neighborhood, so tons of green space here. You do have the pool there right here on the left. And I like that Grant will use some different colors and things. You see the blues and things like that. So you don't always see that And I really like. There's one of them. I'm trying to remember where it is in here that has like a navy blue that I really like.
Yeah, there's a few. There's three or
Like
four that
that
have
one
a
there
navy
looks good,
blue.
right, right there on the left.
Yeah, that one off to the left is one I've got on under contract right now, actually. And then we sold the one coming up on the corner right here. So shout out to them. They're enjoying our house. Look at that pretty fence they got. They were able to get a corner lot, and they picked the colors of that home and got a screen patio back there. So congratulations to them. But as you can see, several more lots available back here. They're getting close to finishing this development out. It's not far from being done.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't realize when we were first in this neighborhood, I didn't realize that the neighborhood went back here as far as it does.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a pretty good sized neighborhood. And if I can pull this up, I'll tell you as we drive through. We are on phase 5 of this neighborhood, which is I was looking for the total number of homes, but pretty good bit. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, so 5 phases of that, and that's where we're driving through now. This would be phase 5
Yeah,
of Myers Park.
all of these are 3 to 5 bedrooms. You do have an option of 3-car garages like we're passing there. I think that's going to be limited to the last few lots. I'm not sure how many 3-car garages will be able to be built in here. It's all depending on the lot. There's that retention pond behind those homes and another little gazebo sitting area to sit there. You'll notice again, you've got very nice front porches on these homes, and price points starting. The one I've got under contract now is $409, and I think they go up to, some of them push at $600, just depending on the options and the garages and things like that.
So there you go. That is, I say, most of the new construction.
Yeah.
Here in Arlington.
Not all of it. I think there's a few other areas we missed, but that is a lot of it. And like we were saying, a lot of that has come up in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, there's just been an explosion of growth really going on for a long time. I think it's accelerated a little bit in the last few years.
Yeah.
Maybe some of that's anticipation of Blue Oval, but just in general, the region has been growing a lot.
Yeah, Arlington's just a nice area. It's been really popular amongst our clients that are relocating here, but not only you guys that are relocating here, but as you can see, it's one of the best areas of Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot here. You saw the downtown, some of the other things. This is the Arlington Sports Complex. Pretty cool trail here. You got the baseball fields.
Yeah, we're on a little walking trail here. You've got disc golfing here. You've also got those tennis courts over there.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, all this is right here, and we're actually just right across the street from the last neighborhood where we were at Myers Park. So if you liked any of those as we went through and you didn't click on the little cards I put up, I'll put all the links down in the description so that you can go through if you liked any of those particular neighborhoods and see those actual homes that are in there. And of course, if you're interested in these or you're trying to find that place for you, if you're moving here to the Memphis area, y'all know we have fun making the videos, but I love it even more when you will reach out to us right here.
Yeah, guys, give me a call at this number right here. I'll be the one answering the phone. I'll help make that move right here to Memphis as smooth as possible.
That's right. Y'all call and say, hey, can I talk to Mem Chris?
That'll be
this
me.
guy right here.
I need to start answering the phone. Hello, Mem Chris.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, he really will be the one. We want you to call. It doesn't bother us. People think it bothers us. We really do want you to call. But if you want to keep watching and seeing all these places we're going to a lot of homes, communities, neighborhoods, and showing you all this stuff here on the channel. Make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button so that you'll see all that as it comes up. And if you want to see, maybe not our opinion, but maybe some local Memphians and just area residents' opinions about the different places where they live, we did a really cool video where we interviewed them, and I'll put it for you right there.